How do you keep functional code organized? Hi, my name is Eric Normand, and these are my thoughts on functional programming. So, I've heard this question before quite a number of times. It's how do you organize your functional code? And it's a valid question, as you start getting more code, you want it to stay clean and organized. You want to have a place for everything, know where to find it. So I'm not, the question is a good one. What I struggle with is why it seems to be such a problem, like in general, that you would think to ask the question. Here's what I mean. This is what I do. I usually keep my code in one module until it gets too big. And then I split it into two. Or sometimes three, more. But usually it's just split it in half. Like, well, what's the stuff that's most related, that coheres the best? Put that in one place. Stuff that coheres with the other stuff, put that in another place. And, just make sure that there's no circular dependencies. Usually the dependencies and the coherence go together, right? Meaning if function A depends on B, and B depends on C, and C depends on D, those look like they're related. And if you have something that doesn't depend on that chain of dependencies, well, it's probably goes somewhere else. So look at the dependencies. Also look at the semantics of it. Like these functions all have to do with users, and these functions all have to do with HTTP requests. Whatever domain you're dealing with. But usually I don't even start organizing until it gets big. I think one thing that makes people ask this question is that in object-oriented programming there is a kind of a default file that something goes in, which is like it's usually about one class per file. Some languages kind of require that, but usually it's like a convention that a class gets its own file. And so where a method goes, it goes in the file for that class. And then, of course, what that means is you have kind of a big mess of classes. So you've moved the mess from the function level, like methods, to the class level. And really what you should be doing is thinking of your organizational unit. In object-oriented programming, your organizational unit is the class. In something like Clojure or Haskell, it's the module. So in Clojure we call them namespaces, or libs if you like to be precise. A lib is just a file that has a namespace declaration at the top. No one calls them that, but that's technically what they're called. Okay, and then in Haskell you have modules. Other languages have similar units, and you just start breaking stuff up. And it doesn't have to be more complex than that. I mean, maybe because the answer seems so simple and straightforward, people think there must be something more to it. But it's really, to me, it's like drawers. It's like kind of like junk drawers, where this is where I put my utensils, and this drawer I put my towels, and this drawer, this is my sock drawer, and then I have some like miscellaneous tools drawer that usually happens in a project. You have like a utilities library. So I don't have some magic formula, except things that go together should stay together. So I hope that helps. It's a common enough question that I wanted to address it, even though I don't feel like I have like a super amazing answer to it. Just don't sweat it until you need to start organizing, right? Meaning, usually around 100, maybe 200 lines, I start to think, yeah, this thing, I can't find anything, or I can't figure out what this namespace is all about. Maybe it's about a couple things, maybe it's about like 5 things, and that's when I start breaking it up. And that's it. If you follow that and if it never becomes enough of a problem that you have to do like real hard thinking, that's the goal, right? Because in theory, if you're publishing this library and it's going to be used by a lot of people, you want to save them time, make it easy to find things, you're going to put in a lot of hard work thinking, what is the purpose of this namespace, right? Just like if you're designing, I don't know, like a supermarket, you want to put stuff that goes together. So you put the pasta sauce next to the pasta, right? And you put all the meats together, and you put all the fruits and veggies together. And it's just so that someone who walks in for the first time can kind of, figure out where to go. And that's sort of what we do, except think about it more like for a personal project or a project at your company, where the general case is that it's not new people coming to your software, to your code. It's people who can invest time in learning about the thing. It's not so important that it is immediately obvious where things are. It's not. Just like when you're at home, you don't organize stuff by category as much as you organize it by sort of, like with your food, if we're going to stick with that metaphor. You put the cold stuff in the fridge, and you put the non-perishable stuff in a cabinet, right? And so it's a different way of organizing, and you don't mind so much if the milk is next to the mayonnaise, right? Even though they're not really like you wouldn't find the milk next to the mayonnaise in the supermarket. Okay. So let me know your thoughts. Am I oversimplifying this thing? Is there anything I'm missing? Is this question something that you think about as a functional programmer? What do you do? I'd love to hear all these things. So you can reach me on Twitter. I'm at Eric Normand. You can also email me, eric@lispcast.com. Recently, I've been much better at email than Twitter. I'm getting a lot of tweets recently. So if I don't respond to you on Twitter, try my email. All right. See you later. Bye.